Come on, Dolly. Come on, Dolly. All right. It is a beautiful day today here in southeastern Kentucky, but school never ends.
Yeah.
Right? So they're doing some homeschool, and I have got to move this greenhouse because our greenhouse plastic should be here tomorrow. So we want to get it moved to the spot that we want it to be so we can have it ready because we have stuff that is germinating. Y'all have fun at school.
We've all got the giggles, so.
It should go really well today with this going on. All right, we'll check back in a minute. Panties, man. All right, if you remember correctly, our greenhouse got beat up pretty bad by a storm that we had. It ripped up all the plastic. Sorry, guineas. And then all of my candle panels on the inside have been completely disconnected. Well, we were set up with two options. One, just redo it, get it better, hook the cattle panels back up, put the tarp back on, or the greenhouse plastic back on, and leave it where she sits. Or go ahead and take this as an opportunity to move the greenhouse to the new garden. One thing about farming, especially as you're building a farm and it's growing, you have to watch and observe a lot of things. And one of the things that we watched and observed is we didn't like where this stuff was first year. That's okay. You know, when you first move to a farm, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that you have to just accept. You have to move because it's not the ideal spot that you thought it was gonna be that first year. So that's part of the farming learnings that you have and the homestead learnings as you move to new properties or if you get this lifestyle started. So we decided we're gonna move it. So the first thing I gotta do is take it all down. I'm gonna try to take it down as minimal as possible to where putting it back together is even more simplified. But if you caught the video when I first built this, you know that this is only about a 2-day build for one person anyway. So if I do have to take it completely down, not a huge ordeal. I'm just gonna try to make my life as easy as possible. Well, this looks like a real big mess because it is. I've gotten everything apart. Got my door, my window, cattle panels, and then I just got the bottom sides all taken off. I was really hoping I could just drag these full length, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Unless maybe I hook it up to my side by side. That might be a possibility, but I can get the other stuff there first. Work smarter, not harder. Kind of worked. So like 80% of the chance worked. Got most all of them over here. One fell out. I didn't have it hooked. Apparently it was a little bit further back. And then I got hung up on the gate. That's that. We got here. Minimal effort. All right, it has been a few hours, but we are now back on the rebuild of the greenhouse. So I've gotten most all of my materials over here, and if you're curious where we were, there's the lawn bed we just built. We're over in the new garden area. And so we're putting it on this tree line over here, or this fence line, right in this area. It's a little slopey, but not too bad. It's primarily level. Nothing we do around here is level, so it's gonna be quite all right. But if y'all remember correctly, that dog just jumped in. I can't with all these animals. A long time ago, last year when we were taking up our beds, when we were taking up the other beds, I told you all that I was gonna save all of that weed tarp because there's a bunch of it. And even though I didn't know exactly what we would need it for, we knew it was coming. So now we're reusing that weed tarp. Thank goodness we saved it to put down below so no grass will grow up. And then we're gonna use some of that free mulch we got to lay on top of it to make it a little bit more prettier than the last greenhouse, which was just plastic that we didn't put anything on it. But we're on it now. Xena is the reason I had to cut that last one because this gate was wide open. She climbs fences. All right, thanks, babe. So we got the weed tarp down. Now I'm going to start putting our boards back over there. Again, this isn't the how-to on how to build it. That'll be linked down below if you haven't seen it yet. But let's get these boards over here, lay it out, start putting her back together. All right, Jen and I have got the frame together. That is the most physical part, is getting these sides up because they're so heavy. The rest of it's much lighter, and really when that one person can kind of take over kind of thing. But where we're reconstructing what I took down, it's definitely a two-man job. So if you're building this like I built it, if you're watching the other video, you're gonna wanna build the door frame after you get the cattle panels up. But because I've already built it all to meet my measurements and kind of how I wanted to, that's why I went ahead and put the door up. Now I'm gonna put that one cattle panel up right now to make it stable. But as you can tell, mine's a custom door. I built it to fit. The first one we did, I actually bought a screen door, and it was a little bit more of an issue because I had to work around the screen door. It's better to work around your cattle panels than just build a custom door. It's super easy to do. You just build a square and then put another square inside of it. I promise you can do it. It's easy enough. Cattle panel time. All right, I've got the back window on now. That went up a lot easier than the door. I don't know why, but it did. And one thing I wanted to call out, if I had time, if I didn't work a full-time job, and if I didn't have to get things done, like just when I had time, I would have taken my time here a little bit more. I would have already got the mulch in with my tractor, just not have to get around things, but that's just gonna have to be an after fact. The whole point of this is we need to start seeds and we need our greenhouse. So the mulch can come after the fact. The whole point right now is the plastic is coming tomorrow. And the sooner I can get this thing ready to go to be able to have our seeds in it, the better. But I work an 8-hour job. Yes, I get to work from home, but I don't get to come out and just do these projects. It's a lot of after the evening or very early in the morning. So my priority is to just get the greenhouse done. Get it set up to where we can put plastic on it. And worst case scenario, I've got like a little bitty shelf on there that I can just put something in there. Before we did this, we used those little tables, you know, those like folding out tables, before we even built shelves. It doesn't matter. That's the whole point. Like, I mean, obviously pretty is where you want to get to, but your goal here is to grow food. And at times like we are right now, like it's even more important to grow food. Like if you've been contemplating gardening, just please don't think that you have to have the prettiest thing in the world to grow some food. That can come. Get it set up and then make it pretty, but be growing food while you're making it pretty. So that's what we're doing right now. So for us, I think this is where I'll leave you. I'm starting to lose light and I've just got to burn rubber. Now stay tuned for the next video because I'll show you the finished product. Surely to goodness I can get it done. Just putting plastic and the insides on. So the shelving and things, I also probably would have put those up before I put the cattle panels up in the plastic just to make it easier to get in. But I think we're gonna rearrange that just a tad, not a whole lot. So I'm gonna take them apart anyways and then put them back up in here. So no big deal there, but stay tuned. We're gonna give you a lot more. You're gonna see this and then you're gonna see seeds in it because we already got stuff germinating and we need to talk about that. But we just gotta get these projects done. I hope you're getting them done too. Make sure you're growing your own food this year. Love y'all, bye.